to the entertaining Talkin' Sports.
What is going on, football fans? Back at it with another New York Giants video. Hope everybody's staying safe out there. And we've got some New York Giants news. There's some news on the case with Deandre Baker that's kind of went dormant over the last, week or so. You haven't really heard any new details about it. It seemed like there was a new detail every day. Well, a tweet just came out from My Sports Update basically saying that Deandre Baker's attorney is extremely confident that Deandre Baker will be let off, whether it's not guilty or whether it's innocent. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. If there's no evidence and he's going to get off, he's not going to, receive any penalty. Now, the question remains, what will the league do and what will the New York Giants do? Will they decide to keep him on the roster? And, we'll have to wait and see. Now, if he's innocent, my guess will be he will be a New York Giant this year, and we'll have to wait and see all the details as far as that goes. But it's starting to look more and more likely that Deandre Baker will get out of this dilemma that he was initially put in. But let's jump into some of the quotes regarding Deandre Baker and regarding everything else. Here's the first thing that was said. This was the tweet from NFL Update. Deandre Baker's attorney says he expects charges to be dropped. I think we've got the case won. So there's the quote. I'm going to jump into a few more quotes. Nothing is official yet. This is just his attorney coming out and showing confidence that he is going to get off and he will be innocent. This is, further emphasis on the quote. I think we've got the case won, to be honest with you. I think it's only a matter of time, Patel said, but it's the kid's life. The kid will get suspended and lose his job, and then the case gets dismissed. And what have we done? So everybody's taking a wait-and-see approach. He was, I think he was talking about, the way the New York Giants are handling the situation and the NFL in general. And he basically went on to say, and we're going to get further into the quote, that the Giants are kind of in a wait-and-see approach, kind of like everybody else, kind of like the league, I think kind of like the fans, until we come out and have a set opinion on exactly, how we feel about this whole situation. But it's starting to look more and more likely that Deandre Baker will be ruled innocent. As soon as this dismissal goes through, he's going to head back to Jersey and start practicing, Patel said. If it becomes a charge, then the NFL will suspend him. So the Giants are really just playing it cool right now, which is the right thing to do. Just do nothing until the state makes a decision on what they're going to do. Now, in these quotes, he doesn't definitively say when he thinks the case is going to end. He just basically says that he is very confident that Deandre Baker will be innocent. But in terms of him actually being ruled innocent or not guilty, we still don't know the time frame, and we do not know how that is going to affect his play with the New York Giants this year. This case, for all we know, that could go on for another 6 months. But my guess would be if there is substantial evidence that he is innocent, or if there's not near enough evidence to prove that he's guilty, my guess would be Deandre Baker will be getting off sooner than later, and then it'll come down to how the league and the New York Giants handle the situation. I, as a Giants fan, if he's innocent, I think he's a player that could definitely help this team this year. I also think Deandre Baker's a guy that definitely needs to get his head on straight and has a coach who is a disciplinarian, a guy that's not going to take any nonsense. So it will be up to Joe Judge of how he wants to handle this situation, and if Deandre Baker is given a second chance, because regardless of what anybody else says, even if he is deemed not guilty or innocent, he still put himself in a bad situation, and he was out partying during a pandemic, something that he probably shouldn't have been doing. We heard reports that he at least missed some of the voluntary virtual meetings, which is not the best way to start off your offseason, off of the things that we heard of last year where, he was falling asleep in meetings. We know the story, everything else. So Deandre Baker, we'll have to wait and see if he gets a second chance, but I do think he's a player that fits this defense very nicely. I think the Giants need a press cover corner to run the scheme that they're going to run, being that they're going to blitz. They're going to leave Baker out on an island. And he is definitely a guy that fits the boundary corner more so than anybody else on this roster. You look at a guy like Julian Love, Darnay Holmes, they project to be more guys that work in the slot. Now they will have to step up if Deandre Baker is not a member of the New York Giants. But if I had to guess, if Baker is ruled innocent, which Patel, his attorney, seems to think is very likely, I would guess he will be suiting up for the New York Giants this year. But I would also say he will be on very thin ice. But like I said, we're going to have to wait and see how it all plays out, how this case, all the twists and the turns. And when I get new information, I'll definitely put it up on the page. But Patel, for now, seems to think Deandre Baker will be ruled innocent. And we'll have to wait and see. As always, guys, if you liked what you watched, please subscribe. Drop a comment. Maybe give me a little thumbs up. Cheers.